Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Murray Center on the campus of Rhode Island College in North Providence for today's gymnastics meet between the College of Brockport Golden Eagles and the Rhode Island College Anchor Women. For Rhode Island College, it's their first meet of the season as they open up the 2019-2020 season against the Golden Eagles, a very talented squad who are coming off a stellar performance against Cortland State in their last meet, and they posted a 185 total team score in that one. Rhode Island College will be starting off on the vault with the Golden Eagles on bars, and we'll take you through the lineups for vault for Rhode Island College. It'll be Kelsey Gates to start things off, Kayla Smith, then Sydney Talabak, Sarah Proctor, Krista Vaccaro, and Kendall Yett with an exhibition by Chris Ciardi. The Golden Eagles will be on bars. It'll be Kim Musall, Amy Eck, Rachel Swick, Rachel Dahl, Gabby Gare, and Courtney Camberales with an exhibition by Nikki Jackson. Our camera focus will be primarily on the anchor women as they start off on vault. And there will be a 6-minute warm-up period that will begin now, so we'll carry that portion of the warm-up as well. It'll be Rhode Island College on the vault to start things off with the Golden Eagles on bars. And what looks like a promising Rhode Island College squad. We're going to get to see a lot of new faces today, a lot of some returning familiar figures, obviously led by some of the senior leaders on this team, most notably the senior class, which is comprised of Grace Davis, Chandler Lynn, and Kendall Yett, Amy Carranza as well. So this is a talented Rhode Island College squad. And the thing that we've kind of talked about over the years with this program is that whenever you start out a season, you're kind of building towards the end of the year as you get closer and closer towards the NCGA regionals. And that's where you want to put on your best showing, and that's where the anchor women last year put on their highest team score of the season. They posted a 185. When you look at some of the starting scores at the beginning of the year, they were in the mid-170s typically. They didn't crack 180 until the middle of February. So you're kind of building up. You're trying to work towards the end of the year. It's a progression, and that's some of the things that I know the coaching staff for Rhode Island College and a lot of the gymnasts focus on. It's sort of building towards the end of the year. So this is the first step in that progression, in that journey here today. As we see Rhode Island College getting ready to warm up. I'll take you through the vault lineup again. It's going to be Kelsey Gates up first. Gates, a freshman all-around from Orangeville, Pennsylvania. And just talking with some of the members of the coaching staff, some of the people around the program, someone who's a very promising gymnast as an all-around, as a freshman, someone to keep an eye on this season. Kelsey Gates will be leading things off on vault for the anchor women. She'll be followed by Kayla Smith. Kayla Smith, a freshman from East Monches, New York. Sydney Talabak will follow her, a freshman, local product out of Cranston, Rhode Island, from Cranston East High School. Sarah Proctor will follow her. Proctor, a sophomore out of Waterford, Connecticut. Vault will be her only event of the afternoon. So Proctor will try and get things going. Krista Vaccaro will be next, a junior out of Winthrop, Massachusetts. Competes in 3 events. So Vaccaro will also be on bars today. And then finally, it'll be Kendall Yett, who is the anchor for the anchor women. A senior out of Carrollton, Georgia. And so a lot of freshmen on the vault here today for the anchor women. And you look at some of the veterans who are going to be up on the vault. We'll start with Kendall Yett. Her season high on the vault was a 9.5. Her season average was a 9.285 in 10 events last year. So Yett typically provides that really solid foundation. Her 2 best events were vault and floor last year, where she averaged 9.2 on both. A little bit lower on bars, but the anchor woman had to take her scores a lot of the times, as she posted a season high of 8.75 last year and the Westchester tri-meet on bars. Vaccaro, one of the other returners here for the vault as we near closer, about 2 minutes away from the start of this one. Vaccaro ended the season on a really strong finish, a strong note on vault. She posted a 9.5 in the spring against Springfield on March 3rd, and then a 9.5 in the NCGA East Regional last March. So Vaccaro, another strong performer on vault for the Anchorwomen, and that's why they're the last two up. Proctor, a sophomore. Last year, she averaged a 9.043. Her season high was a 9.45 in the NCGA East Regional. That was when the Anchorwomen posted their season high score all around. So we'll see how the freshmen perform. Our first look at a couple of them here, in Talabak, Smith, and Gates to start things off, and then we'll have the exhibition from Chris Ciardi as well, a sophomore. Ciardi last year did not compete in the vault, so getting a chance to work her way into the rotation. You need a deep bench because injuries are definitely a part of the season for any program. So you need some help, and you need people who are gymnasts who are able to step in at a moment's notice to be able to help out the squad. So we're less than a minute away from the conclusion of the warm-up period, and then we'll get things going on vault. Vault, obviously, it runs very quickly. It's the shortest event. It takes the least amount of time. Bar's a little bit longer, so there will be a little bit of a delay. And throughout the afternoon, we'll try and have a couple of the gymnasts join us. You're going to see a lot of returning faces joining us as well to discuss how the meet is going, their expectations going forward, and should be a good one. Brockport, one of the premier programs in Division III gymnastics, so exciting to see them as well in here early this season. So we're just about done here and ready to get going. So it'll be Kelsey Gates to start things off, freshman all-around from Orangeville, Pennsylvania. This will be Gates' first career collegiate event. So here's Kelsey Gates. Pretty good landing, a little bit step back there on the finish from Gates, but her teammates going out to greet her. Strong showing from the freshman. So the judges will confer on their scores. But overall, pretty good start there from Gates, the freshman. Waiting the Golden Eagles. Getting set to get going on bars. The Kim Musal, they're first up on bars. So we did have a 9.6 as the start value, and it's a 9.1 it looks like on the board from one of the judges. So a pretty good start for the Anchorwomen with Gates, and now it'll be Kayla Smith. Smith, a freshman from East Monches, New York. Nicely done there for Kayla Smith. Lost a few hair elastics on the way as well. A little bit of flair on that one for the freshman, Kayla Smith. So we'll recap the scores from each event at the conclusion of each event when we have a final. We can only see one half of the judges' scores from our vantage point as well. So we will bring you the complete totals from each event at the conclusion of each event after they're totaled up and calculated at the scores table. But so far, two very strong performances by a pair of freshmen for Rhode Island College, and I think that's a really encouraging sign that when you can go 5 deep on the vault and get a solid number from each of your performers, that goes a long way to starting things off on the right foot for Rhode Island College. So this is Sydney Talabak getting ready to go. Talabak, a freshman out of Cranston, Rhode Island, went to Cranston East High School. On the bars, it'll be Amy Eck up for the Golden Eagles, their second gymnast on bars. This is Sydney Talabak for Rhode Island College. Sure, a lot of friends and family in attendance here today for Talabak. There you go, nicely done for Sydney Talabak. Getting a warm reception from her teammates. And I think all things considered, really strong efforts from the 3 freshmen. And now we'll get a look at Sarah Proctor on vault. Vault is going to be her only event of the afternoon, Waterford, Connecticut product. Proctor, a season ago, we went through some of her totals last year. Proctor competed in just the vault. She had a 9.043 her season average in 10 events, and 9.45 was her season high. She was consistently over 9 throughout much of the season. So we'll get a look here at Sarah Proctor. Her first event of the year. So here's Sarah Proctor. A couple of steps back on the landing, that'll obviously be deducted, but the start value, which is a 9.6. So that leaves Krista Vaccaro, and then Kendall Yett. And it'll be Chris Ciardi with an exhibition. So we have the Eagles going on bars right now. This is Amy Eck. Their second up. She'll be followed by Rachel Swick, Rachel Dahl, Gabby Gare, and Courtney Cambarellis. Well, from our vantage point, a really good performance by Amy Eck on bars. So it'll be Krista Vaccaro for Rhode Island College. Vaccaro, junior to Winthrop, Mass. Vaccaro last season averaged a 9.305 in 10 events, finished with 2 straight 9.5s. So start value, 9.75 it looks like for Vaccaro. Nicely done there for Krista Vaccaro. And now it'll be Kendall Yet. Yet, 3-event competitor. Averaged a 9.285 last season. But when she is on, which she was for the last half of the year, she was right around 9-1, 9-2 for most of the first half of last year. And then things turned around on February 10th when she posted a season-high 9.5. And from that point on, she was consistently 9-4 or 9-5 on the vault. So we'll see where Yet starts out this season. But certainly got much better as the year went along a season ago. So this will be Kendall Yet. This is Rachel Swick for the Golden Eagles on bars at the moment, their third competitor. Kendall Yet on the vault for the Anchor Women. Able to stay on her feet, but a couple steps back at there at the end as the start value was 9.75 for Yet. So overall, pretty good showing for the Anchor Women, and they'll have one exhibition coming up. It'll be Chris Ciardi. Still have a couple more Golden Eagles to go. Bar is still waiting on Rachel Dahl, Gabby Guerin, Courtney Cambarellis, and then we'll have an exhibition as well. So we'll likely take a break after Ciardi, although I don't see Ciardi down there, so maybe there's a chance she was scratched. But we'll see. Yeah, it's looking like Ciardi ended up being scratched here because there's nobody down there getting ready, so. That'll do it for Rhode Island College on a vault. We'll step aside, we'll take a timeout, we'll wait for the Golden Eagles to finish up on bars, and then we'll come back when the Rhode Island College Anchor Women rotate onto bars. Actually, we'll just keep it here. We'll go through the rest of the rotation with the Golden Eagles, and then we'll go to break between events. And we do have the scores in for vault for Rhode Island College. So their top five with a 46.30, the team score through one event. Strong start for the Anchor Women. All five of them over 9. That's a really encouraging sign. Kendall Yet with the team high score with a 9.425. Actually had the largest differential between the judges' two scores as well. One score was a 9.5 and the other was a 9.35, which there was not a lot of disagreement on the judges' scores at all, but Yet had the biggest differential. Ended up with a team leading 9.425 on the vault, which is right in line with her season high from a year ago. So Kendall Yet starting off right at the top, right at where she was the apex of her performance last year here in event number 1 this season. So a really good sign for Rhode Island College. Let's take you through the scores. Kelsey Gates with a 9.2 to start things off, the highest score of any freshman, and the third highest, trailing only Yet and Krista Vaccaro. Kayla Smith at a 9.150. Sydney Talabak with a 9.15. Sarah Proctor with a 9.125. And then Krista Vaccaro, second highest score on the team, with a 9.375. For Vaccaro, that's just a touch higher than her season average a year ago. So, really encouraging for the anchor women that you're able to see Yet and Vaccaro coming back looking strong. Proctor giving a solid performance as well, a returner. And then the three freshmen looked really solid. Sydney Talabak, Kayla Smith, and Kelsey Gates. So, really good start for the anchor women on vault. And bars and beam, the two areas where the anchor women have struggled a little bit over the years. It's just tough to find really five really strong gymnasts in each of those events. So we'll see how they fare on bars. It'll be Kendall Yett, Kayla Skrull, Victoria Shalwait, Allison Silva, Krista Vaccaro, and Kelsey Gates on bars today for the anchor women. So the Golden Eagles finishing up on bars as we speak. Trying to see where we are in the rotation, whether we have only one or two left. We just had Rachel Dahl go, and now it'll be Gabby Gare, followed by Courtney Camberales, and that'll wrap up bars for the Golden Eagles. They do have an exhibition on tap with Nikki Jacobson, or excuse me, Nikki Jackson. And we'll go to break, and we'll come back for the start of bars for the anchor women. It's Gabby Gare. So there's Gabby Gare, the freshman out of Buffalo, New York. Her first event of the afternoon. That'll leave Courtney Camberales, senior all around from Danville, New Hampshire. So it'll be Camberales. And we'll see if we still get the exhibition from Nikki Jackson. But let's run through the scores one more time for the anchor women on vault since we have a moment here. Kelsey Gates with a 9.2. Kayla Smith with a 9.15. Sydney Talabak with a 9.15. Sarah Proctor, 9.125. Krista Vaccaro, 9.375. And Kendall Yett with a 9.425, which is the highest score for the anchor women on vault. The top five with a 46.30 team score through one event this afternoon. I'll try to bring you the Brockport scores as well once they conclude. But they're still going on bars. Their final competitor, Courtney Camberales. There's Camberales, the senior. Really good start here for Camberellis. There's the dismount coming. Perfect landing. So the senior setting the tone for the Golden Eagles. This is a very experienced team. And when you look at the scores last week, Camberellis struggled on bars. Score was the lowest of any Golden Eagle with an 8.00. They were led by Rachel Dahl, who posted a 9.475 a week ago. So when you look at the team scores for each event, the weaker scores were bars and beam for Brockport a week ago, much higher on vault and floor. But just from our vantage point, looked like a pretty strong showing on bars for the Golden Eagles today. Camberellis with a really strong routine at the end there. That's going to improve her season average by leaps and bounds. And let's see if we still have the exhibition coming for Nikki Jackson. So this will be Jackson, sophomore at Wheatley Heights, New York. Now this is an exhibition, so this will not count towards the team score. So after Jackson is finished, we'll go to break. And we'll get you set up for the start of bars for the anchor women. We'll have a 6-minute warm-up period as well. See if we get one of the gymnasts to come on with us. All things considered, a really strong showing there for Nikki Jackson, the sophomore. And that does it. We're through one event. One down, 3 to go here in the Murray Center. We'll be right back on GoAnchorman.com, your home of Rhode Island College Athletics. And we're back here in the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by freshman gymnast Sydney Talbeck. And Sydney, you ready for your score? She doesn't know her score yet, folks. We're going to tell her right here live on the air. Your score on the vault was a 9.15.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow.
What were your impressions of the freshmen? There's the 3 of you there on vault. It felt like the 3 of you were ready to go today.
Yeah, we were. It was very stressful for all of us, but we decided to just go and do it.
What's it like to have some of the veteran gymnasts like Kendall and Krista that can come out and sort of show you the way here early on in the season? Has it been nice to have gymnasts like that who can set the tone and lead by example?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, so they just tell us just to go and you got this and everything. Right by our side.
Yeah, what's it like to be here today? You're local. You're from around here. I'm sure you got a lot of friends and family. What's the vibe like? What's it like for you here in your first career collegiate match?
Yeah, I love it. I always used to compete here. It's just just feels a little different because it's college, but it's a very good environment.
One of the things that I'm sure the coaches talk about a lot with you and with the rest of your teammates is that it's sort of a progression. You want to build as the year goes along. So what is it like that you're starting out at such a high point? Each one of your teammates posted a score over 9. Mm-hmm. That's a really strong showing.
Yeah,
is it nice to get things going off on the right foot?
Yes, it is. Very good because our vault is it is our strongest event pretty much. So it's really good to see all the 9s come up.
So you have a couple more events here today. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for from your teammates on bars? Who should we be watching the rest of the afternoon on bars, beam, floor? Who are you watching?
I say Kelsey Gates and Allie Silva because she just came off sickness, so she's going to do bars and beam, so I say watch her.
Awesome. Since we have you, anyone you want to say hi to who maybe couldn't be here today that's watching back at home?
I don't really know. Say hi to everyone.
Sydney Talbeck, freshman gymnast, joining us here on the broadcast. We'll be right back. The anchor woman will be on bars when we return on GoAnchorman.com, your home around college athletics. And welcome back to the Murray Center in North Providence in Rhode Island College. Set to go on bars. Let's take you through the scores on bars for Brockport while we have a second. We're just a couple of seconds away here from Rhode Island College getting going on bars. Kim Musall with a 9.275. Amy Eck with a team high 9.40. Rachel Swick with a 9.15. Rachel Dahl with a 9.10. Gabby Guerra with a 9.375. And Courtney Cambarellis with a 9.150. So the team score through one event for Brockport, 46.35. Rhode Island College, 46.3 after Kelsey Gates, Kayla Smith, Sydney Talaback, who we just talked to a moment ago, Sarah Proctor, Christopher Caro, and Kendall Yett on the vault. So after our transition period and warm-up time, we are ready to go on bars. And leading it off for Rhode Island College will be Kendall Yett, Kayla Skrull, Victoria Schlaloway, Allison Silva, Christopher Caro, and Kelsey Gates. So looking at the scores from a year ago for Rhode Island College, their season high on, let's see, season high for Kendall Yett was an 8.75. That was on February 15th in the Westchester Tri-Meet. 8.318 was her season average in 10 events. As we have the Golden Eagles going on vault on the near side of your camera, that was Amy Eck on vault. As our focus will be on Kendall Yett, who's here on bars. Yett, the senior out of Carrollton, Georgia, getting things going. Very strong performance from Kendall Yett. And everything going well so far for Rhode Island College. They look really strong here this afternoon. So next up, it'll be Dorothy Wernick. Wernick, a sophomore out of Latham, New York, on vault for Golden Eagles. And for Rhode Island College on bars, it'll be Kayla Skrull. Skrull, a junior at Albuquerque, New Mexico. For Skrull, a season ago, her season high on bars with a 9.0. Her season average was an 8.390 in 10 events. So Skrull, her scores a little bit all over the map on bars. So when she's on, she's on. But did have a couple of meets last year where she struggled on bars. So we'll see how she does here this afternoon. Also competed on beam 6 times, 10 times on bars. So bars her primary event. For Skrull, the junior. Skrull is set to compete in the floor exercise as well today. No beam today for Skrull. So we're waiting here on Skrull. We had Dorothy Wernick a moment ago for the Golden Eagles. This will be Rachel Dahl. It's Kayla Skrull, the junior. There's Rachel Dahl on vault behind us. Kayla Skrull getting set for the dismount. unable to land it, but up until that point, strong showing by Kayla Skrull. So it'll be shallow weight. Next up for Rhode Island College, and on vault, it'll be Jamie Sklinar, excuse me. So Sklinar, a junior, and Schlawait for Rhode Island College, a freshman all-around out of Jensen Beach, Florida. For Schlawait, this is her first career collegiate event. So Jamie Sklinar ready to go for the Golden Eagles. Here's her vault. Nicely done. So this is Victoria Schlawait. So Schlawait, let's see. Gonna have to reset it here. We just had Nikki Jackson go for Golden Eagles on vault. They have Lexi Castellaneta coming up. The Schlawait or the dismount. Unable to get the landing there, but fortunately for the anchor woman, you only have to take the top 5, so Schlawait's looking like most likely one score to be dropped at this point, as they got strong showings from Kendall Yett and Kayla Skrull to start things off. So it'll be Allison Silva up next. Allison Silva, another freshman out of Brockton, Massachusetts. As the Golden Eagles finishing up on vault, Lexi Castellaneta. So this is Allison Silva now for Rhode Island College on bars. And we do have an exhibition on vault for Brockport. This could be Cara Figarelli. Allison Silva still waiting here. And Silva ready to go. That's Allison Silva, the freshman. So next up for the anchor woman will be Krista Vaccaro. Vaccaro, the junior from Winthrop, Mass. Vaccaro, 10 events last year on bars. 8.698 her season average. 9.025 her season high score. So let's see what Vaccaro can do. Looks like we have the scores on vault for Brockport. Let's run through those quickly. 47.3 score on vault for Brockport. That is an improvement on their showing. Their last one against Cortland State, where they posted a 46.825. Amy Eck with a 9.325. Dorothy Wernick with a 9.275. Rachel Dahl with a 9.40. Jamie Sklenar with a 9.450. Nikki Jackson with a 9.550. And Lexi Castellaneta with a team-leading 9.575. So we have Krista Vaccaro on bars for the anchor women. Vaccaro. A really good showing for Krista Vaccaro. Strong through 2 events for her. And we'll see what the judges say. We still have Kelsey Gates to go on bars for the anchor women. So that'll do it today for Vaccaro, but a pair of really strong showings on vault and bars, and she's going to need to do that all year for the anchor women. Really encouraging start for Vaccaro. And we're going to see a lot of new faces on beam. You obviously have Grace Davis, one of the veteran gymnasts. She'll be the last up on beam, but you're going to get 4 freshmen out there. In addition to Ellie Peterman, a junior. Kleinbrow, a junior. So it's going to be 3 freshmen, 2 juniors, and the 1 senior Davis. So this will be Kelsey Gates, who we saw leading things off on vault. Posted a 9.2. And we are scheduled to have 2 exhibitions as well for the anchor women on bars. Chris Ciardi and Kayla Smith, so we'll see if they still go. We had the exhibition scratched on vault for the anchor women, so we'll see how Gates does here, finishing things up. Remember to take the top 5 scores from each event. So we've seen Yet, Skrull, Schlawait, Silva, and Vaccaro so far. This will be Kelsey Gates, the freshman. Oh, really good showing for Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Gates, excuse me, and Rhode Island College will have 2 exhibitions coming up, Kayla Smith and Chris Ciardi. But a good performance there by Kelsey Gates. And we'll see what the scores are for the Anchor women on bars. That's typically been their toughest event, historically speaking. We'll get to see beam as well to follow that, and then the Anchor women will end on floor. So the Golden Eagles have finished up on vault, and we're just waiting now for the 2 exhibitions. This will be Chris Ciardi. So we're set Chris Ciardi ready to go on bars for the Anchor women. This is an exhibition. So that's Chris Ciardi, a sophomore out of Santa Clarita, California. We have the scores in for the Anchor women on bars. Let's run you through them. Top 5 score, 42.350. Kendall Yett with an 8.45, excuse me. Kayla Skrull with an 8.20. Victoria Schlawe with a 7.40. Allison Silva with an 8.10. Christopher Caro with an 8.55. And Kelsey Gates, the team high 9.05. So a really good showing for Kelsey Gates, the freshman. And we have our final exhibition. Kayla Smith, the freshman at East Montrose, New York. So after Smith's routine, we will go to break. We'll come back. We might have a gymnast with us. Who knows? We'll see who we get. And if not, we'll come back. The Anchor woman will move over to beam. So they'll be on the far side of the gym from us and from our camera position. So try to see through the traffic. Here we go. Smith ready to go. There's Kayla Smith, the freshman, finishing up on bars, and we're through 2 events here in the Murray Center. We'll go to beam, and we return in just a moment on GoAnchorman.com, your home, Rhode Island College Athletics. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by senior gymnast Chandler Lynn. Chandler, how about these freshmen? They've been really good so far.
Yeah, they're looking good. We're really excited about all the new talent we have this year.
Kelsey
sure.
Gates on bars.
Yeah.
Team high score there. I think you have to be really impressed by what
Yeah,
they've
we
given
love
you.
Kelsey. She has great work, great form. Like, she's definitely a good addition to the team.
So we're going to see you a bit later on floor.
Yep.
But what are your impressions so far of the meet so far? How's everything going?
It's going really well. We're really excited with the way that it's turned out. Vault was great. Bars, we had a few slip-ups, but we're just going to go over to beam and just new start and hopefully hit our routines there.
One of the things it feels like over the years, it feels like you start off at one point and you're kind of building. You're building towards the end of the year. Does it feel like, especially when you look at how your team performed on vault today, like you're starting off at a really high bar?
Yeah, which is exciting because then every meet, like you said, just keeps building and building, which is just super exciting moving forward. We're excited for next weekend already. So.
What's it like to be back here in the Murray Center? Obviously, you're a senior, so you've been through this before.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see just a packed gym.
Yeah,
everybody
it's
come
awesome.
out supporting everyone.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's good to be back last year, so just soaking everything in.
What's it like with Coach this year, Coach Nassie?
We
she's
love
great.
Monica. She's awesome. We love Haley, too. She's a great addition, too. We're super excited about everything. Yeah.
So what can we expect here over the last couple? I know Beam is an event that the anchor women have. It feels like every year you try to find
exactly.
people to step up on it. So.
Yeah, it's always the nerves get to a lot of people, but we're just hoping to stay calm, hit our skills like we do in practice, and everything should go well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chandler Lynn joining us here in the Murray Center. Still, we're halfway through. We still got half of it to go. So thanks so much, Chandler.
No problem.
And
Thank you.
we'll be right back from the Murray Center in just a moment on GoIncrement.com. Your home, Rhode Island College Athletics. Welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here for GoIncrement.com, your home of Rhode Island College Athletics. We're through two events here in the Murray Center. Golden Eagles with a strong showing so far this afternoon, and they'll be on the floor exercise. Rhode Island College will be on beam. And we'll take you through the competitors for Rhode Island College on beam. It'll be Allie Peterman to start things off. Peterman, a junior out of Seneca Falls, New York. This will be her first event of the afternoon. Same goes for Allison Kleinbrell. Kleinbrell, a junior out of Attleboro, Mass. It'll be Shayna Benz, a freshman out of East Setauket, New York. This will be Ben's first event. It'll be followed by Allison Silva. Silva posting an 8-1 score on the bars just a moment ago. It'll be it'll be Kelsey Gates and then Grace Davis to follow. An exhibition by Amber Shelley. So this is Allie Peterman on beam. Peterman, a junior. Peterman stepping off. Her season average a year ago was an 8.664 in 9 events. Let's see if Peterman can right the ship here. A couple of missteps early. On the floor exercise right now for Brockport is Gina Ferdinandi. Peterman able to land this bound. Her season high a year ago was during the NCGA East Regional. She posted a 9.475. So Peterman starting things off for the anchor women. She'll be followed by Allison Kleinbrell. Kleinbrell, the junior. Kleinbrell competed on beam 5 times last year, an 8.060. Her season high was against Springfield on March 3rd, a 9.275. She had a 9.2 in the NCJA East Regional a year ago. So Kleinbauer starting things off, I should say finishing on a high note last year. So it's Ferdinandi on the floor right now for the Golden Eagles. We're waiting here. Allison Kleinbauer ready to go. Just waiting on the judges. So we're still waiting here. The judges are conferring about the score for Peterman for a while. And when they're ready, it'll be Allison Kleinbauer. Next up on floor for Brockport, it's going to be Jamie Sklenar. Kleinbauer ready to go. Here we are. Allison Kleinbauer. Kleinbauer stepping off. Trying to reset it here. It's Jamie Sklenar for the Golden Eagles on floor right now. So we see Kleinbauer finishing up here. Nicely done for Allison Kleinbauer. We have Shayna Benz coming up next, the freshman out of East Setauket, New York. So nice showing there from Sklenar. And now we'll have Shayna Benz forward out in college. This will be her first career collegiate event. Still waiting on the judges to go through the scores from Kleinbrell. All right, we're set for Shayna Benz on beam for Rhode Island College. It'll be Courtney Camberales on floor next for the Golden Eagles. Ben's losing her balance there, stepping off. Try to finish this routine strong. Dismount from Shayna Benz. Greeted by assistant coach Haley Crossley and rest of her teammates. So after Benz, it'll be Allison Silva who's had a strong showing today. Freshman. This is Camberales on the floor for the Golden Eagles. So Courtney Camberales finishing up on floor. Bring us to Allison Silva, freshman all around from Brockton, Mass, on beam for Rhode Island College. And for the Golden Eagles, they'll have Cara Figuarelli up next on floor. Silva, with her routine on beam. Silva unable to stick the landing, but beam's been a trouble spot for the anchor women. I think that's fair to say after watching Peterman, Kleinbro, Benz, and now Silva. They still have Kelsey Gates and the senior Grace Davis, but looks like that's going to be a place where they need to build on this year. For the Golden Eagles, this is Cara Figuarelli. So Figuarelli finishing up for the Golden Eagles. And Rhode Island College will have Kelsey Gates. Gates, a freshman from Orangeville, Pennsylvania. After Gates, it'll be Grace Davis, and then there's Amber Shelley set for an exhibition. Follow a freshman out of Maine. This is Kelsey Gates. There's Kim Musall on floor for the Golden Eagles coming up. So Gates stepping off will reset. Kelsey Gates on beam for the anchor women. That's one of the better showings we've seen on beam for the anchor women. The freshman Kelsey Gates. And it'll be senior Grace Davis to follow. Just after beam, Rhode Island College will finish up on floor. Kim Musall on floor for the Golden Eagles. We got Grace Davis coming up. On beam for Rhode Island College. She is the last of the 6 for the anchor women. On beam, and they'll have Amber Shelley scheduled for an exhibition. And then we'll go to floor, and that'll do it. Really good start here for Davis. Really good performance by Grace Davis, senior from Royersford, Pennsylvania. And that's it for Rhode Island College on beam. They'll have an exhibition coming up by Amber Shelley. And this is the final competitor on floor for Brockport. It's Lexi Castellaneta. So Castellaneta, the sophomore out of Watkins Glen, New York. Really putting on a show there at the end for the Golden Eagles. And that is it for the competition part of their floor exercise. They'll have Alyssa Clark and Madison Baker, the pair of exhibitions. And the exhibition here for Rhode Island College on beam is Amber Shelley. And we'll wait. We should have the scores in a moment here on beam for Rhode Island College. I'll get you the scores on floor for Brockport as well. This is Amber Shelley with an exhibition for the anchor woman. I think we're at a 9.75 for Castellaneta on her floor routine. You see the judge scores. Looks like the scores from beam are in for Rhode Island College, so we'll take you through those here. Rhode Island College on beam. Their top 5 through 3 events, 130.850. And on beam, it's a 42.20, which is just a little bit south of where they were on bars at 42.350. And their vault easily by far best event of the afternoon for the anchor women at 46.30. This is an exhibition on floor for Alyssa Clark. Scores on beam for the anchor women, Allie Peterman, 7.850. Allison Kleinbrell with an 8.50. That's tied his second highest score. Shayna Benz with a 7.775. Allison Silva with an 8.30. Kelsey Gates with an 8.50. And Grace Davis with a team leading 9.05 on beam for the anchor women. So, bars and beam, we talked about it. Well, I talked about it before the start of this one, but those were the two areas where historically the anchor women have struggled, and that ends up being the case today as they shine on vault. But there's room to grow in terms of bars and beam, and we'll see how the anchor women finish up on floor. We do have the scores in on floor from Brockport, 47.025, the team total score there. Gina Ferdinandi with a 9.375. Jamie Sklenar with a 9.125. Courtney Cambarellis with a 9.50. Cara Figuerelli with a 9.45. Kim Musal, whose score ended up being dropped to the 9.00. And Lexi Castellanetto with a team-leading 9.575 for her team score. So final exhibition here for Brockport, and then we'll rotate. We'll have a 2-minute transition period, 6-minute warm-up, and then the anchor women will finish up on floor. And Brockport will end on beam. Last exhibition for Brockport. This is Madison Baker, a freshman out of Concord, North Carolina. So we just saw Alyssa Clark, a senior from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, go a moment ago. So we'll keep it here for the exhibition from Baker. Around college on floor, we'll have no exhibitions. It'll be Kelsey Gates, Allison Kleinbrell, Kayla Skrull, Kendall Yett, Chandler Lynn, who we talked to a moment ago, and Grace Davis to round things out. So the only all-around for the anchor women so far is Kelsey Gates. 9.20 on vault, 9.05 on bars, 8.5 on beam. She's at 26.75 through 3 events. And Brockport does not have any all-around competitors here this afternoon. So we're just waiting here for Brockport to finish up, and then we're going to be joined by one of the gymnasts for Rhode College. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by freshman gymnast Allison Silva. Allie, what's it like? What's this experience been like, your first collegiate meet?
It's been awesome. I mean, the atmosphere is so much different from, like, JO level 10 gymnastics because it's more team-oriented, and the energy the other team brought to is just awesome, and it's really fun, and it builds us up and gives us confidence.
This freshman class, I think that's been the overall theme today. There's a lot of veteran gymnasts on this team, but the freshmen have really stood out today. It feels like you're a group that is kind of pushing each other to be better so far this season. Has it felt like as a group you're really close?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of freshmen coming in this year So it's been really good to get close with them and build a relationship, and I think we're going to help the team a lot this year, especially as the season progresses and we get more consistent with our routines and everything.
So far, vault, very good. Bars and beam, maybe a little bit of room for improvement there.
Yeah.
That's a good assessment so far.
Definitely. Vault was really good. We start off the meet really strong, but bars has always been weak for us, and so I think we just need to get back in the gym and focus on hitting routines, getting those skills cleaner. And I think once we start hitting more routines during practice, I think we'll be able to carry that over to competition more, and the same goes for beam. It's just nerves for the first meet, so I think we'll be good once we get further in the season.
So I know you're focused on what you're doing and what your fellow teammates are doing, but have you gotten a chance to watch Brockport at all? What are your impressions of them so far this afternoon?
They're amazing. I mean, they won nationals last year, so they're obviously a really, really good team, and it's been awesome to watch them. And it's really inspiring, so we have something to shoot for in our division.
Absolutely. Allison, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And best of luck the rest of the way. We'll talk to you again
Thank
soon,
you.
I'm sure.
Thank
So
you.
Allie Silva joining us here from the Murray Center. We'll be right back. The anchor women finish up on floor when we come back on GoIncrement.com, your home, Rhode Island College Athletics. Welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here for GoIncrement.com, your home of Rhode Island College Athletics. We had a busy weekend across the anchor men and anchor women landscape. We had a exciting pair of basketball matchups yesterday. Pair of conference wins for the men's and women's programs against Keene State College. And now today, the anchor women competing against one of the powerhouses in Division III gymnastics, College of Brockport. And the Golden Eagles, really impressive showing here today. They'll finish up on beam, Rhode Island College, finishing up on the floor exercise. And they'll be starting out with freshman Kelsey Gates. They're only all-around so far this afternoon. Kelsey, we followed by Allison Kleinbrell, Kayla Skrull, Kendall Yett, Chandler Lynn, and Grace Davis. So a lot of veterans here on the floor for Rhode Island College. As we have Jamie Sklenar starting things off on beam for the Golden Eagles. And on floor, this is Kelsey Gates, the freshman. So Kelsey Gates starting things off strong for the anchor woman on floor. And she will be followed by Allison Kleinbrell. Kleinbrell, the junior from Attleboro, Mass. So Emmy White on beam for the Golden Eagles. Allison Kleinbrell for Rhode Island College on the floor. Still waiting, the judges conferring as we have white on beam for the moment. (9-5-2-5) looks like the final score for Kelsey Gates. A strong showing. This is Allison Kleinbrow. So Kelsey Gates and Allison Kleinbell really strong for Rhode Island College on floor. And it'll be Kayla Skrull coming up next as we saw a really great routine on beam by Emmy White. It'll be Dorothy Warnick coming up next for the Golden Eagles as we near the conclusion of this one here in the Murray Center. So we close in on 2 o'clock Eastern. It's Dorothy Warnick coming. Kayla Skrull here. Our second event of the afternoon. Skrull on bars and floor. So we wait for the judges to confirm the score for Kleinbrow. Kleinbrow competed once in the floor last year. That was against Springfield with a 9.375. Pull up the numbers for Skrull, who also competed only once on the floor. That was the Southern Connecticut State Tri-Match. That was a 9.2, our lone score from last year. So with a couple of all-around gymnasts graduating, Allie DeBace and Miranda Murphy, no longer with the program after finishing up their careers here at Rhode Island College. It's an opportunity for Kleinbrow, Skrull, and some of the anchor women to step up this year. An expanded role, and that can be said for Kayla Skrull, who now will start things off with her floor routine. I do like the DMX start, gotta say. Very nice. Another good performance. It's Kayla Skrull, Rhode Island College. Three left. Kendall Yett, Chandler Lynn, and Grace Davis. Have on beam right now for Brockport, Jensen Todd. Let's see if we can see the score here for Kayla Skrull. It's going to be a 9-2 flat. So Skrull, that matches her season high from a year ago in her lone event. On the floor, Jensen Todd finishing up as just about set to go here for Kendall Yett. Kendall Yett a year ago, 9 events on the floor, 9.236 her season average. Season high of a 9.525 on March 3rd against Springfield. Kendall Yett. We're followed by Chandler Lynn and Grace Davis to close things out for the anchor women. Shelby Shoemaker on beam right now for the Golden Eagles as we wait for the judges' score. It's an 8.6 for Kendall Yett. We're ready to go for Chandler Lynn, a senior out of Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. That's Chandler Lynn for Rhode Island College. A really good performance on floor. And it's going to be Grace Davis to finish things off for the anchor women. So it's Lexi Castellaneta to close things out on beam for College of Brockport Golden Eagles. They'll have a couple of exhibitions. Anchor women do not have any exhibitions on floor, so we should get their scores pretty quickly here once Davis wraps up. And then we'll be ready to give you the final totals for both teams. We'll hopefully talk to head coach of the anchor women, Monica Misai-Nassi. And we'll close things out here from the Murray Center. It's been an exciting afternoon for Anchor Women Gymnastics. Their season opener. I don't think we've gotten a final score yet on Chandler Lynn. Still waiting. I think it's going to be a 9. One of the judges with a 9-4. Can see the other side from here. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty good number here for Chandler Lynn. So Chandler Lynn a season ago on the floor in 9 events, a 9.198 her season average. Season high was a 9.55 at the NCGA East Regional, and she has a 9.45 here in her season debut. So a pretty good showing there for Chandler Lynn, and now it's Grace Davis to close things out for Rhode Island College, the senior out of Royersford, Pennsylvania. Order routine there for Grace Davis. And that's it for the Anchorwomen today. They're done. But what a good showing on vault and floor for Rhode Island College. Putting up some of the strongest numbers we've seen in the last year or two. Still some work to be done on beam and bars, but overall a really impressive showing today for the Anchorwomen. We're waiting on the score for Davis, and we'll go through the scores for the Anchorwomen on floor. We'll give you the scores for Brockport on beam as well, and that'll do it for us here today. Let's take a look at the numbers on beam. We have them in for Brockport, their final total as well. Let's run through the scores on beam first, the individual scores. It's Jamie Sklenar with an 8.50. That score ends up being dropped. Emmy White with a 9.2. Dorothy Wernick with a 9.35. Jensen Todd, team leading score, 9.425. That was a really spectacular showing by Jensen Todd in her lone event of the afternoon. Shelby Shoemaker, 8.75. And Lexi Castellaneta finishing out a really impressive afternoon. Castellaneta did not compete on bars, but her three scores in this one, 9.575, 9.40, 9.575. So a really outstanding performance today by Lexi Castellaneta, the sophomore out of Watkins Glen, New York, for Brockport. So their team score total for today, 186.8. And that is a full point higher than their score, their last matchup against Cortland State, where they posted a 185.225. So 186.80, the final score today for Brockport. And, man, what a powerhouse program. Really solid. So we have two exhibitions going on right now on beam. It's Kylie Moran and Lauren Blair coming up. So we're just waiting on the final scores for Rhode Island College at the moment as they wrapped up floor. So waiting on the final score here on Davis. Looks like the judges have it. It's a 9-4 even. So we'll get you the totals for Rhode Island College, and we'll hope to speak to the coach of the Anchorwomen, Monica Misai-Nassi. And then we'll wrap things up here from the Murray Center. We're just waiting on those scores coming up on floor. But this looks like Kylie Moran on an exhibition. It's either her or Lauren Blair. Tough to tell. We were away with Davis's final routine. All right, so we have this. All right, so we have the scores in on the floor for Rhode Island College. Kelsey Gates with a 9.525. That is the team high score on floor. Allison Kleinbrough with a 9.275. Kayla Skrull with a 9.20. Kendall Yett with an 8.70. That's the score that ended up being dropped for the Anchorwomen. Chandler Lynn with a solid performance, 9.45. Grace Davis with a 9.4. So the total team score for Rhode Island College, 177.70. Your final score for Rhode Island College. So Brockport with a 186.8. Rhode Island College with a 177.7. We're going to be joined by the head coach of the Anchorwomen, Monica Misai-Nassi, when we come back in just a moment from the Murray Center on GoAnchorman.com, your home, Rhode Island College Athletics. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell, joined by the head coach of the Anchorman, Monica Masai-Nassi. And, Coach, what are your impressions of the meet here today? I think overall there were a lot of positives and some things I think that the team can work on going forward. But overall, how do you feel your team performed today?
Overall, I think it was definitely a good opening ice for us. It was a good thing to start pretty strong on ball. I think we did okay on bars. I mean, we had some faults and we had some girls that could have improved a little bit, and here and there. The biggest hit for us was definitely on beam. We definitely are working way stronger than where we look today. I think, like, it needs a lot of work, and I think those nerves are definitely getting to every single girl, so that definitely does a big hit. But what we really need to work, we have a lot of new freshmen class, and what we need to work is trying to help them with the nerves, trying to get them to compete a little better and see how to make it work nicer for us.
Yeah, if you could talk a little bit about the freshmen. Kelsey Gates on the all-around today, really good. You had a lot of freshmen, Silva, Smith, Talbach. I mean, it seemed like they stepped up. Even though the lights are bright, this is their
Yes.
first exposure to this level of competition. It felt like they rose to the occasion overall, this freshman class.
Yeah, and usually you expect so much because you have what you have in practice, and you're like, all right, I'm counting with this, I'm counting with that. But at the same time, you have to think, all right, it's their first year competing in college. It's their first year with a team like this. It's the first year.
Packed house here at the
Yeah,
Murray Center.
exactly.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, for some people, being home, it makes them more nervous because you have the whole crowd here. So, I mean, we have to work on getting them stronger, like definitely getting them to know like that's what they belong and that's what they have to be. So it's a good start.
Yeah, and your returners, Krista, Kendall, Kayla,
Yes.
Grace, and Chandler. I mean, it felt like they're starting off at such a high point from where they were last year. They ended on a high note, and now they're picking up right where they left off last year. Did it feel that way for you, that your veterans, your returning gymnasts were really,
Yeah.
really on their game today for the most part?
Yeah, we have a little bit, like, I would say probably for everyone. It's not only us. For every college in the country, like, it's hard to come back from a winter break. You've been working out so hard through the whole preseason, and you come back and you have a week to get them ready, and it's like, you haven't seen them in a whole month. But it could only go better from here,
Absolutely.
I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely. Coach, well, thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it
you.
as always. Strong
Thank
performance
you.
today. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
So as the head coach of the Anchorwomen, Monica Masai-Nassi. Join us. Your final score for the Anchorwomen, it's actually going to go get bumped up a little bit. There was a correction to the score for Chandler Lynn on floor. She ends up with a 9.50. So the team score is going to be 177.75 for the Anchorwomen today. The College of Brockport is going to come away with the win, posting a 186.80. So that's going to do it for all of us here in the Murray Center today. I want to thank you all for watching, and until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.